think everyone wants to see both of these players make it, but only one can be in the easier, I think we decided, group. Obviously, seed number 1 out of this qualifier will get the easier group compared to seed number 2 in the lower bracket. Archmage first versus Lich. What's Happy's been playing recently. He went away from the Crypt Lord pretty much after losing to Starbuck in that series a little while ago and switched over to Lich. I want to say almost exclusively.
Yes, that is the case. But man, while he is not that creative with his heroes, he is very, very creative with unit compositions. I don't know if you've seen Happy versus Fortitude this week, but we saw mass undead casters. Yes, both of them. Banshees and Necros at the same time. We've seen
mass... the Autumn Leaves game. Was that the Autumn Leaves game where he went Necro Banshee?
Necro Banshee, bro. It's so good. Also, mass ghouls, up to 18 ghouls at a time, is not too uncommon for Happy anymore. So yeah, we are certainly in for a ride.
We'll see what Starbuck has in store, of course. He was the one setting the pace, setting the tempo when he was able to defeat Happy. He was playing all sorts of different strategies. Will he go back to Pally Rifle? He obviously just did that as a metagame, knowing that Happy was running out of options and needed to go back to Death Knight. But against Lich, Starbuck, I wonder what he'll do. 4th farm and tower. Probably going to be playing 2-base with a priority on level 3 Archmage. That's what we see Fortitude doing. A later expansion, level 2 Water Elementals, and trying to delay the Gold Mine. If Starbuck cannot get any Gold Mine cancels, we're going to say that Happy's going to be favored in the early game. If he can get 1 or 2 Gold Mine cancels, we're going to say that Starbuck is going to be probably happy with those results. Double claws as well.
Would agree. This is fantastic. Always a little bit of a question here from what angle you attack, if you go the southern route or if you go the northern route from the gold mine's perspective. So the southern one is a little sneakier, takes a little longer. Now he finds the expansion without actually being haunted. So no resources lost for Happy, just time.
Just time. Yeah, he's still delaying. Now he builds it. He has to eventually build it, even though he knows Starbuck is still in position. It's not a guaranteed safe expo. He just needs to go for it sooner rather than later. Footman scouts, and Starbuck has position at the shop. He could buy a Staff of Teleportation, but Happy wasting no time trying to get those Lich level ups. Of course, the Lich carries you hard in the late game. This is the big advantage it has over the Crypt Lord, is you have some sort of a win condition with Lich level 4, Lich level 5 scaling way better than Crypt Lord.
That's 100% correct. The more mana you get, the more terror you cause among these footmen who are really strong. That is level 3, as Starbuck was creeping at the same time. That, of course, gives it away to Happy as well. Now, how long can these ghouls survive? When will Happy reach his level 3? Because Lich level 2 is, as you said, not that threatening, especially when you are facing level 2 Water Elementals.
How much does Starbuck want to commit? He's waiting for a second Water Elemental. Does he want to fully commit all these footmen in for the Gold Mine cancel? He'll definitely lose a handful of them, but this Gold Mine is 70% done nearly. And yeah, he's going to fully commit. Water Elemental is going to get into range. Will Starbuck invest the Town Portal after this cancel, or is he just going to lose, what, 4 or 5 footmen for this?
Oh, is he indeed blocked here? That would feed the Lich up. He's able to evacuate 1. He is saving 2? Maybe. Tower got the last hit. Untypical for Happy. And triple Water Elemental, man. The Flood.
So good. Obviously, the third one only lasts a little while, so you got to get value while you can. Water Elementals make their way across, and this is going to be 2 Gold Mine cancels. Absolutely the result that Starbuck wanted, but Ghouls split off to his expansion, but not the healthiest of Ghouls. I don't think Happy's going to get too much done.
Oh my god, dude, he didn't cancel it! He didn't cancel the expansion. It's a disaster. No tech, no expo, no nothing. Starbuck washes Happy away on Autumn Leaves, and he needs a miracle now to catch up to what Starbuck has.
And what also happened to Happy was that one footman denied by the tower you mentioned, and also the Water Elemental expired before Happy got level 3. Happy no lumber, has to go back to a green camp to get level 3, unsummons his altar for the lumber, and Starbuck is officially on 2 bases and officially going to be able to tech. He's got enough lumber peasants to just go for the tech as soon as he has the gold, pretty much.
This is an incredible start for Starbuck. It's always up to his daily shape. Like, he's a little bit hit or miss, and in recent history he's definitely more hit than miss, but we have seen off days for him. Consistency wasn't his biggest asset, but he said in the interview next time, clean diet, focus, meditation, and we go. And he's still locked in, not missing a step.
I love the preemptive militia call from Starbuck. He hasn't even seen where Happy's moving yet. He's already got all the guys coming from the main base. 7 militia ready to prepare to defend the peasants. He'll be able to tech soon as well. He's got enough lumber. This is just clean play. Happy's still not yet on the expansion, but Happy does have tons of mana on the Lich. Need to see an Arcane Vault, which it comes up in between the 2 bases.
Right on. Archmage a little bit hurt here thanks to the Nova. He got a lot of damage, but not so much survivability, even though the Circlet definitely hurts. But the Lich has accumulated some mana and can fire away. Starbuck, careful! Happy now. On the aggressive, he needs to get big damage done here, and Nova is big damage, and ghouls are hungry.
Sometimes I feel as though Happy's almost a little bit too conservative with his mana. He could have just Nova the Archmage and put Starbuck in a really awkward place, but he's still got 2 more Novas. A lot of peasants went down. Shop being denied, but 2 ghouls surrounded. Okay, that's a couple more kills. 1 denied. A 3rd ghoul gonna die. And Happy losing a lot, but killing a lot, and that's sort of the story of this matchup these days.
It's just a bloodbath on both sides. 3.8 Lich, 3.7 Archmage. Happy did a good job denying there with the Ritual Dagger and Dark Ritual and saving himself from being exposed to an Archmage level 4. With more mana comes more water, and that is something Happy is a little bit like a cat. Is a little, I don't want to say afraid of, but doesn't necessarily like it. What he likes is ghouls in high numbers, and he's not necessarily preparing too well for that. No double crypt, he couldn't afford that. He's still grasping for resources, while Starbuck's tech is quite a bit ahead, half a tech ahead, but it's not as much of an advantage as I thought when I saw the not cancelled expo.
Yeah, that was very dire straits for Happy for a second there, but he's managed to consolidate a little bit with all those peasant kills. And the Footman trying to keep that Lich away from level 4 for as long as possible. The Lich used most of his mana, but that won't take long if Happy's able to get a couple more Footman kills and get Dark Ritual level 2.
How much damage can he still do? This time, Happy does cancel, saves him some gold. Yeah, it doesn't unfold the level 4. That is such a crucial task for the human at this stage of the game, while the expos are up, while the techs are unfolding. If the Lich gets level 2, he's just dominant. Coming from the left-hand side, doesn't have the mana, but that can always change with Dark Ritual. But Starbuck plays it safe. Love to see it. Ziggurat is not coming up. Happy won't have an easy time pushing over 50, and Acolytes are falling during the tech. This is drastically significant income. Oh no!
Yeah, Starbuck was not aware of where the Lich was positioned. The Ghoul was just trading, keeping track, and the Lich got level 4. Immediate Tavern Revive, okay. Not the supposed end of the world, but a lot of resources and, importantly, a lot of experience. Archmage gets level 4. Luckily, that didn't happen before he died. But tons more Footmen going down. Happy's going to beat level 5 Lich in no time whatsoever.
Yeah, and Starbuck now no bank anymore. He had to Tavern Revive. Now he has to queue the tier 3 and the second hero. That leaves him without any resources for additional buildings. So everything is a little slowed down and no forces whatsoever. Happy back in the saddle, and now we see a double crypt ghouls, baby.
A lot of ghouls. No level 3 water elementals just yet. Mountain King is on the way. Would love to see Starbuck do what Fortitude does, which is buy double heal pod once that Mountain King comes out, just to keep those heroes topped up. Starbuck continues to pressure. Doesn't want to allow Happy to get on tons of economy. Worth noting, though, 3 Acolytes dead at that expo, and Happy struggling to resaturate. That is going to have an impact.
Exactly. Also on the tech timing, he was a little late with the altar already, so he couldn't queue that tech immediately. And now Acolytes continue to fall. But Happy counter expansion. Lich level 5. Careful, Bucky. This has to be a TP this time, but he's not leaving without another Acolyte, while ghouls ravage this economy.
Yeah, that's a lot of ghouls. Hard to deal with without the Archmage going back, but he does TP back. Maybe Clap level 1? Yeah, Clap level 1. and more water elementals coming in. Archmage needs to get a potion and needs to get it now. But there could be tons of ghouls dying. If Starbuck can close the way, he can get a ton of kills.
No Arcane Tower anymore. It's of course a disaster. Can't really rebuild it at the moment. Reinforcements need to come in fast. We're looking for tanks. We're looking at the workshops. This is what Starbuck wants to finish the game. Ghouls so hurt. Footies so hurt. This Mountain King is leveling quite well, actually.
Starbuck needs to get some more potions. The Archmage is never that healthy. Militia come in. Happy just saved so many ghouls. It's got to be so frustrating from Starbuck's perspective to see so many kill opportunities, but so many low ghouls microed back. Now the Death Knight's in to top up the Lich. So difficult for Starbuck. If he can hold, he's going to be tier 3 with all the tech he ever wanted, but he's got to hold right now.
And now it's the problem. Like, he needed that clap to defend against the ghouls, but now he doesn't have the Stormbolt that he would love to have at this stage of the game to deal with the heroes and to force the TP to buy a little bit of time. But this is another ghoul going down, another one. Can he reach? Mountain King in trouble, gets level 2. Now Stormbolt needs it. Potion available. DK has no mana for a coil and Happy has to flee, but is he? Just in time.
Wow, if Happy did not have that potion of invulnerability, level 2 means Stormbolt. He had enough mana. That meant dead level 5 Lich. There was no coil available. But Happy luckily had the potion of invulnerability. Starbuck holds. And he's now going into tier 3 units. 2 tanks on their way. Happy down to not that many ghouls any longer. Lost a bunch in that pressure.
Like, the last push cost him 3 to 4 ghouls. He pulled them back at 50%. I'm not necessarily sure if that was the plan or if that was a bit mismicro or whatever. He really wanted that guard tower to be down and he got it. But at what cost is the question. Knights coming, tanks coming, upgrades floating in. Starbuck staying on a very efficient 50 food.
Yeah, and Happy doesn't really have the most sturdy Lich. He can do a lot of damage, but once that Paladin's here, now it is. If Starbuck just auto-attacks that Lich, just shoots it with the Archmage with those double claws in that Orb of Fire, so much extra damage this entire game. The Lich is not stable. The Death Knight is so far away from level 3 that Starbuck has more of an opportunity than it seemed to be after that initial ghoul pressure.
I agree. I'm a bit confused to see the Orb of Fire. Not sure if this is resources you necessarily need to spend, except if you want a hero focus. But if you play triple workshop tanks, you don't really want to hero focus. So maybe it was just a nice to have upgrade. Pally needs some healing, needs some invul. Swaps it, heal scroll already. Going for the Lich. Maybe surround, lock it in. Counter surround, not close.
But a lot of focus fire on the Paladin, and who cares? Lose it, staff it out, whatever. The tanks are killing all the Ziggurat's. Death Knight goes down. Nearly. Yeah, it does fall. Lich comes back in with a Nova. But again, what's he going to kill? The Paladin? I don't care. You're losing your Expo, bro.
Happy and dire straits. Starbuck about to knock him out. Oh boy, this is not looking good. We get reinforcements. Nice mix of knights and nice tanks as well to reduce the static defense that Happy built up here. There's no third hero. There is no DK for some healing. Once this Mountain King has a Stormbolt up again, I see a hammer flying, and that is now.
Not enough tanks to really break this Expo. I thought they would at least be able to kill one Nerubian, but Happy stands tall. More ghouls come in. Lots of losses for Happy, but he manages to hold just like Starbuck did previously against the ghoul pressure. Starbuck up 18 supply currently, but the Death Knight is back. And Happy, where is your orb? He needs to get it right now.
My god, Happy only now with Ghoul Frenzy. Did he forget about that? He is late with pretty much everything. Maybe also a result of all the delay that Starbuck was causing. But you are 100% correct, man. There was a couple of elements missing from Happy's play, and now it's all coming together. The orb, the frenzy, the statues, maybe a triple hero. Starbuck, I got a feeling like he is obviously scaling well too. 64 food, going up to 70 and more. Levels will be better, but man, this game is not in the bag just yet.
Wanted the win just to avoid that Stormbolt on the Death Knight. Doesn't want to take a ton of damage before the fight even starts. Tanks run straight into a surround. Could be staffed out, though. I believe that's double staff now for Starbuck. Oh, wanted the win to stop the staff from happening.
Mountain
Nicely
King
done.
Might find himself in a surround. It's still open, I feel. Clap so good against the ghouls, but he needs level 3 desperately.
Death Knight very, very low. Holy Light topping up that MK over and over again. Frenzy Ghouls good at dealing with the tanks, but not good at dealing with the water elementals. Needs a destroyer for that. Mountain King close to level 3. If he can get level 2 Clap or Stormbolt, it's going to be a big carry. Nova, though, that's the carry we've been talking about from the start of the game. The staff is going to help against that a little bit at least.
Yeah, looks like Happy is getting more and more kills here. Nova on the Mountain King. Staffs are both up. Whew, that Holy Light was not ready. Mountain King dodges the kill. And now you have to retreat. You need to heal. Happy charging up at 50 food. Mixing in gargoyles now.
Very interesting. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if you asked me. Maybe is he expecting Griffins? The Griffin Aviary just finished.
Oh my god. I mean, you could still go for barrage, whatever, fireworks. We need it.
Yeah.
And then I don't see... Oh, Mountain King! This time the coil hits! No staff! 2 were ready! Oh, he needs that MK on the field. He needs that MK to level.
Yeah, of course, he was very close to level 3. If he got level 3, then he can threaten more kills. Okay, Tavern revives it. Gonna start getting some more experience. 3 tanks just can never make it to the expansion. The army's still not that strong for Happy, but the heroes, the Nova, is so good. The Paladin's out of mana. He cannot Holy Light, and I don't think this push is going to do much for Starbuck. He's going to need a back away soon. Maybe he can luckily kill these 2 Ziggurats, but I don't think that's happening.
I very much agree. This looks incredibly stubborn on Starbuck's side. If you send the tanks via the right-hand flank into the base of Happy, they have a much bigger effect. If you wait a little bit and accumulate a bigger army, this has a much better effect. But this brute force towards the Expo doesn't really work, and Happy ties up the supply.
Yeah, he gets level 3 Death Knight. Crucially, I think the big play for Starbuck in the future is going to be going for that Lich kill. So the fact there's level 2 Coil now is going to help out a ton. Okay, do we have Griffins on the way? Is Starbuck going to just not go for the Griffins at all?
Yeah, I think so. You have to go mech. Continue go mech. Because Gyros are insane versus Gargs. There's no Dreadlord. So Gyros should dominate air.
Okay, they can be microed to always be able to kite the Gargs as well. So the army's still not that good for Happy, but there's not a ton of flying machines. Mountain King finally level 3. And that is Clap level 2, I believe, so that's going to be a lot of damage on the ground, but not a ton towards the heroes.
Exactly. Usually the problem for Gyros is either Dreadlord or Destroyers, in general AoE, but Happy micros them so wonderfully. Mountain King staffed out last second. Oh my god. Gyros Knights flooding in. And Happy's push has been defended. Now Starbuck with the lead once again. And that Paladin is about to hit 3.
Yeah, what a tug of war. The hero levels remain the same. Seems like Happy always has more firepower because of the Nova, but once that Paladin's level 3, no longer is the hero focus going to be such a threat. And Gargs were a mistake. Does Happy need to go for another transition? Goes back into Ghouls, but are we going to have to see Temples soon? We may.
Oh yeah, but can he afford it? I don't think so. 200 gold only. Banshees with triple staff available. Is it too late? Maybe yes. This is lots of decision making now necessary for Happy to stay in game 1.
Staff out again. That's staff number 3, of course. But no Mountain King being here means there's no real threat to the Ghouls of the heroes. So Starbuck should avoid fighting in this sort of a situation. And Happy, of course, should always prioritize getting the Mountain King out of the fight. So we're going to see lots of nukes on that hero, no doubt. Happy again pushes forward. The tug of war continues.
Oh my god. Lich hit level 6, and for the first time in a long time, Happy is not going for useless Death and Decay, but rather for Death Pack 3, which is the way better choice. Clap Mountain King again, Holy Light at the ready. Coil Nova, staff must be locked and loaded. Doesn't even need it. Silence hits well because there is no Dispel. And Starbuck, can he finally build that 70 food plus army? He is investing so much gold into items, and floodgates open, Ghouls going for the workers.
Yeah, just for a second, but then the Ghouls have to back away because of the threat of Clap, of course. He's managed to heal up that Mountain King, but still needs Paladin level 3. Nova actually goes on the Knight, so Mountain King healthier for the time being. could see Destro's morph. There's not a lot of flying machines currently here.
He doesn't have the upgrade yet. He's researching. It's at 50%. He can't. This is 2 statues falling. They were empty anyway, but it's 2 destroyers less, isn't there? So knights need to be staffed soon, I guess, but he wants that surround. Little bit of healing. That's about it, though. No TP, no invul. If he closes that surround, Lich is dead and the game is over. But Happy once again able to turn it around. Staff at the ready. Now not ready for the knight. Will be falling soon. It's a 22-minute water elemental that has so much impact. By the way, it's crazy. Gyros are ready for their very moment. Destroyer upgrade finishing now.
Lich so close to falling, but there was no mana for the Mountain King, and now Nova, Coil killing more knights. At least the Coil Novas aren't going on the heroes, I think Starbuck is thinking. But 2 more knights fall. Mountain King is going to take ages, and maybe even worth for the Paladin to go back just to Holy Light to get the Mountain King back in the fight, because the ghouls have no counter. Militia called from the main because the mains are out now. Wow. One base with just expansions mining, and Starbuck will be the first to run out of gold on that expansion, I believe. Yeah,
Starbuck also down to 58, 57. It's counting down. 5.5 on that Archmage. Water Elemental feeds the DK closely to 4. Is it 4? No, it's not. Where are you, Mountain King? We need you. Ghouls evacuate via the right-hand side, but there's, of course, a lot of spare peasants now. So Starbuck basically optimizing his army. There is no time for a third base whatsoever. We got 3,000 gold for Starbuck, 5,000 gold for Happy. Starbuck needs a solution for the very late game.
I think next player to lose a hero loses the game. I think it's as simple as that. I think Starbuck is going to go for the Lich kill that he wasn't able to get previously. I think Happy's going to continue Coil Novaing that Mountain King to try to get that kill. I think the first player to mess up, the first player to have their hero out of position is going to lose, because they're very much, as you mentioned, running low on gold.
Exactly. It could be an X factor to get mass teleport. There is silence against it, but no sleep, so you could sneak a unit to the back or drop something and then mass teleport onto it. Happy has the advantage on the gold mine and is going for the third base. It feels like he's opening himself up to an all-in by Starbuck.
Starbuck is going forward now. 1 water elemental helps out a ton, as you mentioned. The positioning for Happy pretty good. Silence surround on the Mountain King. Again, the MK just can't do anything in the fight. He just gets dealt with right away. Now he's going to have to be staffed yet again, and Starbuck can't fight without the MK.
I agree. This is the big flaw, and Happy is exploiting it over and over and over. No Banshees needed. Paladin 50%. It's the good old undead Coil Nova, but plus the ghouls around at the bottom, at the floor. Every single knight will be falling. Staffs on cooldown. 1 is ready, not using it anymore. Starbuck is completely falling apart.
Oh, it was so close so many times, but I think Happy has managed to do it. Now the Paladin's going to fall. That's the first hero since I said it, and I think that is the nail in the coffin. Happy's going to keep going forward. But yeah, just the Mountain King never able to stay in the fight long enough. Was it a mistake to go for Clap to force that Mountain King to have to be so aggressive? Should he instead have gone for more hero focus, prioritize Bolt instead? Because now Mountain King's not here, and this game's about to end, it looks like.
I think so too. We're just waiting for the double Gs. Flying machines can't attack anything. They will fall from the sky, literally. How long can you keep the units in the fight when there is no Holy Light is the question. Mountain King again, closing in on surrounds here, but with all these units so hurt, Happy doesn't really want to commit, understandably so. There is potential for lots of kills on Starbuck's side, especially with water elementals, but there's also potential for him to expose himself to another surround.
Night falls, there's a few ghouls, but GG is called, and game number 1, 25 minutes, but does go to Happy. But fantastic play from both. That was crazy. I mean, close your eyes, you would think that's fortitude, really. What excellent play from Starbuck, despite Happy getting the W.
Yeah, I want to mention again that Happy didn't cancel his gold mine in the beginning of this, so this was he was so far behind and was able to catch up. We've seen the graph, or we see the graph. Starbuck was ahead the entire game up until the very last minute where Happy turned it around. Unreal play, and I really hope that Starbuck is not getting deterred from this start, because I want to see all 5 games here, man. He has to crack the code a little bit, and then make it long, make it 3 hours. I don't really care. But I do care about our lovely, lovely supporters. Thank you very much, Kiriling for the Prime, The Real Hansen for the 4-month, Andra Wheezy with the 9, Insatiable Nico 38, Your Deadbeat Dad with the 39, Jeebus 28, Arzonix, Eleonara, Candace with the raid, Meet in Sky. You guys are amazing. And sorry about that ad. I ran out of the snooze button. So if you want to protect yourself from ads, get the subs in for free with Amazon Prime or the regular one. That helps us a ton.
Yeah, I think that game, sometimes players will get frustrated versus happy, I feel like, because they think there's nothing they can do. They're just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing the right strat, but I'm just still losing. Nothing's working. I don't think game 1 on Omleads was a case like that for Starbuck. I think he's going to look at it and be like, I played the right strat. I had a good early game. I hit the right timings. He just at times out-microed me. And sometimes it's as simple as that at this level. Sometimes it's just he microed a little bit better in a couple of fights, got a better trade slightly a couple of times, and that snowballed, and I lost at the 25-minute mark. The heroes were even the whole time. I don't think we're going to see Starbuck too deterred. That was a solid game from him. It was just a little bit favored towards happy a couple of times when it needed to be.
Yeah, I think so too. There's, maybe that tank attack was a bit too stubborn, and there are better avenues to do it. Autumn Leaves, oftentimes a human map if you're not facing a Dreadlord. But hey, on this level, it is so damn close. Next up, from a 25-minute banger, we could get a very, very short one, because this is what the map is known for. Either mega fast 7-minute games, or also 30-minute classics with triple bases. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hammerfall.
Hammerfall, one of the newer additions to the map pool, and it's definitely a fantastic map. But yeah, you mentioned very early possibilities for goldmine cancels and fast expansions for both players if they go for the Golem pull to the north of Happy's base or to the south of Starbuck's base. They can go for the immediate expo from the first camp, but Starbuck, of course, is going to prioritize level 3. He could get that quite easily. There's plenty of creep routes that allow you to get level 3 on this map and allow you to get those gold mine cancels. Even though last game he was a little bit delayed in getting Archmage level 3, he still managed to cancel the gold mine, well, once and then killing it one more time, so twice in total. So yeah, this map is going to be lots of momentum. Maybe not more than Autumn Leaves, but definitely lots.
Whew. Okay, I don't think we change the heroes. I don't think we change the general unit direction. Happy has found the new love with mass ghouls. Apparently he does like company, judging from his playstyle here. And yeah, Starbuck, no more lames. You know it. It's a little bit of a meme, but I see him with more tanks. But he could also, of course, go for mass air.
Yeah, mass air is a fantastic way to play as well. Griffins can be good, but Happy was very well prepared for the Garg, or with the Gargs last game. I think that you mentioned just the positioning of the tanks and how he utilized them. Obviously, the timing of the tanks was fine. The choice to go tanks was fine, but how he used them, I mean, just because tanks can't really attack units doesn't mean they can't be microed, doesn't mean they can't be positioned. And I think that is really the main issue that Starbuck had on Autumn Leaves, was how he used the tanks and where he attacked with them and when he attacked with them. So maybe if he does that a little bit better, if he does go for the same unit composition, he could have more success. Just different angles, as you mentioned.
100%. I like that. Fortitude oftentimes overwhelms Happy in the very, very late game. Even though Happy started to play more FFA, this multitasking versus tanks is not his very best ability, even though he is still outstanding and world class, but can be tricked if you outsmart him, and Bucky's definitely a strategic player. So, does he keep faith in his abilities? Looks like it. Poking Footman at the Acolytes, a super minor move, but so annoying, giving a lot of information away, takes Acolytes off the grid, buys split seconds, basically, and this is what this level of play is about.
Yeah, it's actually important because it forces the Nerubian by default, and last game, if you check Happy's main base, he never built a Nerubian. That's 100 gold, 20 lumber, never invested. So just by this Footman going across the map, it forces that and slows down the expansion, slows down everything, cuts a ghoul that you can't produce.
Archmage starts again with Claws. That's nice. Happy starts again with Expo, and so far that also looks nice. Starbuck going for the left-hand side. Happy 6 o'clock. That is the regular approach. The Golem can be pulled, then doesn't do much. Can also not be Coil Nova for steal if Happy's aggression would lead that way. And on the other side, there is no magic immunity at the 6 o'clock, so Happy can use the Nova for creeping. That accelerates everything as well. That puts us into a sweet position, though, where the expansions are close to each other.
Yeah, yet again, the tug-of-war begins and may not end. Level 2 water elementals. Whoa! Lich! Surrounded, immediately Happy. How do you screw this up? Can he fight his way out? Oh my god, Happy ran right into the surround. Lich is dead, Neo.
Is it Christmas already? What a gift by Happy. Will he just tap out? He gotta cancel. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a GG soon, but Happy is a fighter, gets the Lich back from the tavern, but this was so expensive. After the uncancelled gold mine in game 1, now a free hero kill, and that skyrockets the Archmage to level 3.3. Your base is under attack.
Oh my god. Yeah, Happy just didn't have vision, and Starbuck locks it in. He was super aware of what was going on. Happy trying to heal up. Happy needs to get Lich level 3, but he needs a Footman kill to do it. Footman block now. Starbuck completely styling on Happy. Gonna even steal his item right in front of him. Oh, deny on the Footman. Yeah, deny on the Footman. Deny on level 3. And Happy gives him a surround, and Starbuck is not gonna let this one slip away.
Are you freaking kidding me? Takes the cheese from the bread, drinks his milkshake, reads his books, picks his rings. This is what Starbuck is doing. This is insult to injury. Here on Hammerfall, gotta be careful to not fall into the same trap here. Ghouls aiming for a little bit of a surround, trying to shave the HP off. This is brutal. Ghouls are falling. And Starbuck, of course, has the Expo up. Shouldn't lose vision of this Expo, though, which has been started left-hand side again.
Footman goes in immediately, though, as soon as you mention that. And now Happy still has yet to get level 3. Footman is going to go for the gold mine, and Starbuck should be starting his Arcane Vault is back at his expansion. So the only way out of this for Happy is to get level 3 and to try to Nova the Archmage away from him. But gold mine's going to get canceled. And, I mean, this is going to be like a full tech advantage at this point, if not more, for Starbuck.
Devastating for sure. Lich is still under attack. 78. I love it. Now he gets level 3. There could also be a Ritual Dagger at all times, but Starbuck would cancel that healing pretty much immediately. Happy losing ghouls on the left-hand side. The Archmage is closing in on level 4, and the Footmen are there when Happy is trying that sneaky Expo. This is a disaster of a game for the winner of game 1.
Starbuck eventually is going to have to go back and heal, but he's trying to get as much out of this as he can. He's trying to push this advantage as far as he possibly can, knowing that if not Happy, he's going to be able to crawl his way back, as he always does. So Starbuck is going to go back now to heal, keeps the Footman around, but he's no doubt going to turn right around and go for another gold mine cancel. Well, he still has the opportunity to.
Rinse and repeat. He's distracting on the right-hand side, buying time for the left-hand side. Happy sends the scout out, so the ruse is up. Whew, that was some action-packed 7 minutes.
As it always seems to be these days with this matchup.
So is it a win now for Happy that he survived the 6-minute mark?
Seems like, I mean, we both thought he was just going to GG out right away, but he's held on. His expansion is getting more and more difficult to cancel. And he got Lich level 3. Starbuck's going in with everything. Footmen go from one angle. Water Elementals go from another. This will be another cancel, but just like Autumn Leaves, the question is at what cost? I think any cost is worth it, though, other than your hero.
100%. Gotta be careful. That was the cancel again. Gotta be careful that the Lich is not eating too many units and surprises you with a Nova, as he did on Autumn Leaves. Deny. Yo! Starbuck is on top of his game here.
Definitely another ghoul gonna go down. And yeah, Starbuck definitely not getting demotivated. Like I said, he played fantastic in game number 1. Happy just got the upper hand a couple of times, and now Starbuck gets the upper hand, is not letting it slip away. Footman slipping away, and the Archmage grabs a Shredder. This is getting a little awkward, but he's trying to get a Shredder at least.
Yo, Archmage, be careful, old man. You don't want to TP away from the creeps. There we go. Might need a Zeppelin as well. Yeah, this is the newly found strength of Starbuck, I think, since Dubai. Just because he lost game 1 doesn't mean that he's losing the entire series. And this is, I think, an asset that you can have as a pro player only when you were able to defeat Happy once in your life. And this is such a great asset to have in competition like this.
Yeah, he was able to defeat Happy already, and he didn't struggle as much. You know, somebody like Foggy or somebody like Dice, or, you know, a lot of players, they can say, oh, you know, I eventually beat Happy, but it took me 100 attempts. Starbuck, it didn't take him, at least it didn't take him 100 attempts. He can be a little bit more confident in that regard, I feel like, that he was able to crack the code sooner rather than later.
I'm so entertained by this entire day today. I didn't cast pro games for like 5 days or something, which is a lot for me. And now I'm blessed with these games. I'm blessed with this co-cast. I'm blessed with an excited chat and 2,000, 3,000 viewers. What a day.
Oh, and Starbuck's blessed with the ability to buy a Zeppelin so early on and drop, and the Archmage had a potion already, wand as well to deny any further Novas, and Starbuck destroys Happy in game 2, and we have a tied series, and we can't say that too often when it's Happy on the screen.
Seriously, dude, there's no better description than Starbuck destroys Happy. Little bit of a gift here for, I don't know, is it Thanksgiving soon in other parts of the world? I guess so, but that Lich movement was not it. Starbuck also lightning fast, quick on his feet, closes that round, keeps it close against the nuke, and from there on out, if the human expansion is up, if your expansion gets cancelled, if your Lich is dead, it was half a miracle that Happy survived almost to the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, he got his expansion up technically at the end, but there was just too much of an advantage for Starbuck already. The Zeppelin play was a little risky. Not actually using the Zeppelin, but purchasing the Zeppelin, the Shredder. If the Lich was there, the Archmage was just dead to a Nova. So that was a little scary, just in trying to creep that lab. But Starbuck follows it up, and now we go in to Turtle Rock, which is going to have to be definitely a much different style from Starbuck, or will he just brute force the expansion, because it seems to always be brute forcing expansion these days for both players.
That is very interesting. How did Turtle Rock survive the map pick process? What was banned instead?
Last Refuge in Northern Isles by Starbuck, and then
Wow.
Meadows and Concealed Hill by Happy.
So we've seen in the Dubai tournament that Starbuck is not uncomfortable playing rifle styles. And here on Turtle Rock, you cannot expand. Like, it should be impossible, especially against Happy style with Lich Mass Ghouls. Like, no effing way. Turtle Rock plays into the Ghouls because you can creep so easy. It's also not the biggest map of all time, even though it's on the bigger end. The pathing is very clear. How do you want to do that? Like, this has to be one-base rifles somehow.
It has to be one-base rifle somehow, and Neo. I think we're seeing how from Starbuck here.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Pally!
We saw that.
Rifle! In the DWCC qualifier winner bracket final. Oh boy, this was the strategy in the deciding game in Dubai. Happy got baptized. Will this happen again? Pally Rifles with the new update has been rebranded. In case you guys haven't heard, it is now Pirate Rifles. Here on Turtle Rock.
Honestly, so genius by Starbuck to veto this way, because yeah, Starbuck can't expand. He's got to play rifles, but who else can't expand? Happy. What do you do when you can't expand? Oh, you play Death Knight first. What's really good against Death Knight first? Like Concealed Hill in the series that Starbuck won. Oh, Pally Rifles. You don't want to play Pally Rifles against like a Criplord Expo or anything. It becomes a lot more tricky to break. But against DK1 base, Pally Rifles, this is what it's meant to defeat. So Turtle Rock is genius. It's forcing Happy to play Starbuck's game right now.
DK Ghoul opener. At least it's not like Tet Fiends or anything, but yep. This is not gonna be easy for Happy at all, and this is his first map pick. I think Starbuck outsmarted him quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tempting. As an undead player, you're just programmed to not veto Turtle Rock against human after all these years. But maybe it's got to be an undead veto these days.
Oh, man. Yeah, and like, Happy is a fantastic player. Everybody knows. One of the GOATs in the discussion. But he really played almost poorly against Pally Rifle when he was exposed to it the first time. So,
Yeah.
How much practice went into this? How much did this one game improve his decision making? He didn't face it too many times afterwards.
Yeah, we know that when Happy expects Pally Rifles, he likes to play Dreadlord. In the future, maybe on Turtle Rock, he would just... I don't know if Happy's the sort of player to go for like a blind counter, though. Like, imagine blind Dreadlord expecting the Pally Rifles. But that is what he does when he knows he's 100% against it. But when he's not 100% against it, when he has to play DK first, Lich first, he doesn't seem to know exactly what to do. But for now, Ghoul Aggression seems to be the play.
Alrighty, that base is mighty exposed. If you go for Pally Rifle, there's no level 2 just yet. There is a tech though. Oh, it's not that exposed. I thought it would be. There is an entry, but on the left-hand side. Okay, now, Happy. Lord of the Rings, aiming for those ghoul surrounds.
Yeah, and will Starbuck TP out to save the one rifleman? No, he will not. He will lose the one rifle and trade it for one ghoul, and instead TP out now. Okay. I mean, that's an option, I suppose. Gets one kill, loses one rifle, obviously favoring Happy hugely there. Starbuck doesn't lose everything, at least.
Pootmacher number 1, thank you for the sub. And Hugh is cheating. Thank you for the 5 gifted. A little late on our side, but thank you so much for the community contribution, preventing 5 people from advertisement. You are gorgeous. So, Blood Mage will be out in 2 to 3 minutes. Happy is attacking as well, aiming for that Lich second, of course. But yeah, this is the fragile part of the Pally and the Rifle. Happy is not allowing creeping at all, but how long can he keep the pressure up?
Yeah, both Orc players and Undead players will feel very strong at this stage in the game. Happy, of course, took full advantage of it, forcing a TP and killing a Rifleman. That's about as good as you're going to do. But eventually there's going to be enough Riflemen to just brute force creeping, and then the Paladin gets 3, and then the Blood Mage comes out, and the range finishes, and then before you know it, Paladin Rifles is fully online, so Happy needs to get something out of this stage in the game, and he's rightfully taking map control.
Incredible. Oxum, thank you for the sub as well. Soul 8man in the chat, of course. He gets summoned if you say Pella Rifle 3 times. The 8man is here. So, can he finally creep? He needs that aura. But yeah, stalling. A little easier to operate with rifles, of course, as it is a ranged army. But yeah, Starbuck is making sure that this creep goes to him. He has to get this. Pump fake, both sides. Happy, gets it.
So tricky for both players. Starbuck tried to not actually attack with anything, but unfortunately didn't have one rifleman selected there. So did a little bit too much damage. Oh, Happy. Careful. Careful. Close.
Rifles are thankfully slow, just like Pally Rifle players. And Happy
Based.
dodges that surround.
Okay, 6 Riflemen, Blood Mage on the way. This is where Starbuck can come online and start to, again, brute force creep camps. Happy goes for Slaughterhouse, Tier 3, and Lich. Undead players, pay attention. If Happy's doing it, it must be the counter. So this is what he's going for. So far, it seems to be 9 ghouls and instant Tier 3 with a Slaughterhouse.
If Happy does it, it must be the counter. I wanna, as much as I love to agree with you on most things, and that the one rifle wasn't in the group was a great catch, but Happy is oftentimes stubborn. Like, how long did he try to brute force Crypt Lord, Lich, also prior to the recent Lich switch? Not necessarily. He has his very own head. He's not brainstorming with anybody, really. So don't blindly follow Happy.
Don't blindly follow, but if him, I don't know who else. I would like to see 120 play it a little bit more than he has, I suppose. And maybe Labyrinth. We have seen Labyrinth, though, a bit. It's tough, though. It's got to be him or 120. Lich is now here, but again, like, Happy looked strong for a while. And then the Blood Mage comes out, and then the rifle numbers rise, and just like this, now Starbuck can go from camp to camp to camp. And does Happy want to allow him to creep? No, but can Happy win a fight? Also, the answer is no. At least Happy's tier 3.
Alrighty, he needs the orb. This is slowly turning into the time where you can't kill any units anymore. The next 2 upgrades on levels are so important for this strategy. Get the Holy Light level 2, get the Banish. And now, what do we have? Scroll of the Beast, amazing. Talisman of Evasion, good. More HP on the Pally, also fantastic. And, like, is time running out? For Happy?
Militia. This is going to be the aggressive shop. Always, if you can, build the shop in your opponent's base as opposed to your base. Paladin is not level 3, but very, very close to level 3. Scroll the Beast. It's going to be so valuable. Of course, there's Destroyer form, but do you want to morph one of your 2 precious statues to counter that Scroll of the Beast? Ghouls are being pulled. Banish. A couple of kills, and the Paladin will have Holy Light level 3, or level 2. He would like to save the mana until then.
Oh, ghouls are jumping. What a sick banish that was, preventing death for a little bit. Ghouls are falling super conservative with the Holy Light. Now we got level 3, and now we can finally save rifles, I thought. But Happy is just burning through the Coil Nova. Mana all empty now, though.
Yeah, all empty. Destroyer morph to deal with the Scroll of the Beast. He dealt with about half of it. Paladin still plenty of mana. Actually didn't build an Arcane Vault. I thought that was going to be the first thing he prioritized with those peasants, but no. Double Arcane Tower. Starbuck goes for, I would consider it an all-in, but it's only 3 militia called. It's not as though losing all of his workers here would be the end of his lumber economy. Happy sits in the back as he already ran out of steam. He's level 2 DK still, and he's got no mana. Oh my god, Happy.
He is 10 food down. Needs to go for the Arcane Tower now. There is backup repair already. Blood Mage may be a little far forward, but can always be Holy Litten. 2 Arcane Towers gone. Lots of statues on the ground. The Dark Ranger, no, this Rod of Necromancy is putting in work.
Silence wears off, but where do you want the Holy Light to go? He's attacking multiple targets, which is absolutely the right way to do this. Blood Mage eats the Holy Light. 2 riflemen low, but siphon away. There's no nuke to deal with the next one. Okay, there is a actual Nova, so 1 more rifle falls. Happy's finding enough kills to justify this defense here. He's lost some, but he's killed more rifles than most would have.
Starbuck is filthy rich here. 400 gold for some time. Needs more rifles. And here comes the shop. Finally, we were waiting for this. Establishing the front line again. Altar down, but it doesn't really do too much. Crypt falling would be big. Tome of Relics would be big, but it's so far behind. Happy spamming skeletons. Rod of Necromancy, his best friend.
Yeah, he's excellent usage of that so far. Also, the silences have been on point, but he's out of mana on not just the Dark Ranger, but all 3 heroes. Blood Mage needs to transfer into the Paladin, but 1 more Rifleman falls. Level 3. Starbuck did not need to lose that Rifleman. He should have transferred mana earlier. Tower being canceled by the Destroyer. First Abomination is out because there's already a Destro and 2 statues. Happy's getting some kills here.
I agree. The big meat up front now with the A-bomb. And of course, extra damage versus rifles. He's holding. Oh, Happy, you did indeed advance your anti-Pala rifle play. It's a beauty to behold. More mana on the Paladin though. Starbuck isn't done with this game yet. Back at 50. Destroyer micro. Lackluster falls. 5 food down, and all of a sudden the Blood Mage is level 3 and the tide is turning.
Statue and Destro die back to back. 1 more Rifleman falls, but obviously these are still just Riflemen. It's hard to lose them. It hurts to lose them as a Pally Rifle player because you're not supposed to lose anything, but they are just Riflemen. Like, if you're losing Destros as statues to kill 1 Rifleman, it is not worth it. Shop is now up. Siphon is level 2. Workshop on the way to break the base. And Starbuck's still ahead in supply.
Blood Mage needs to put in some work. Siphon at the ready. Cancel with the silence. Nicely done. And slowly but steady, I don't know, man. This is such a 50-50 thing. Once again, we got a kite. Shop is up. Super important, but shop, of course, up as well. Holy Light above the forest. Coil Nova coming in once more. Little bit misposition here on the Blood Mage, maybe, but saving time for the rifle people. Happy again. Facing low mana.
Uses a lot of items. shop. I do wonder how many mana potions it has, but he gets another rod, again, still spamming those skeletons. Blood Mage, the Siphon is so good, and I don't think, yeah, you mentioned the nuke not positioned perfectly on the Blood Mage. It didn't really do anything at all, and that's all the mana blown. Now Potion, use Silence. Oh, maybe a TP actually needed here.
Needs another Holy Light evacuating. That was a sick sequence by Happy, but now the Holy Light is ready and the Blood Mage is back in full force. This could result in a lot of kills from Starbuck towards Happy as the ghouls are committed here. We have no mana potion anymore. Rifle suffering, needs more Holy Light, has no potion anymore. Can he reach the shop somehow? Are there even potions left? Oh my god, this could be it right here. Happy is breaking the Pally rifle contain. 2 rifles falling in quick succession. Level 4 finally. But this Dark Ranger is worth so much. For me personally, MVP of this game.
Yeah, there's still 5 riflemen left, but Happy definitely breaks through the contain there. Workshop is up, but no need for that any longer. Just skeletons and statues and a single destroyer, but of course the Tri-Hero does a lot. Blood Mage still siphoning away. Starbuck still going forward, still rallying riflemen. No tech. This is it. He's going for the win here, and he continues to go forward. Main bases, worth noting, lots of gold left. This was going to have to take a lot longer to get into that sort of a situation.
What's the restock time on Rod of Necromancy? And how many Rod of Necromancies have we seen in this game? Dark Ranger, fantastic, as I mentioned before, but the item of the game is definitely the Rod of Necromancy. Starbuck, Kit Towers. One of them, defensive position close to the shop, opening up another front line while everything is hurt. DK going forward, being sucked immediately, but this was a little bit of time for the statues to regenerate, and then it's Coil Nova games again. Starbuck seems like he forgot about 2 riflemen on the left-hand side, needs a banish, gets it out, and that's a little bit of a decoy for the destroyers maybe, but Starbuck, are you losing focus?
There's still 5 riflemen, but once you're down to 4 riflemen, I feel like you can no longer really kite and actually get kills. 5 is kind of the magic number to actually be able to have enough damage to do something. So Starbuck is on the precipice of not having a fighting army, but the supply still remains even. Starbuck finally backs away. Is he giving up this push? He's got a strong enough army to actually try to back up onto the map and continue the game, but Happy pushes forward with a mana pot in hand as well.
Oh, that's big. Mana is gone here. Level 2 Devotion Aura is a huge help. Imagine this had priests on top and he dispels sources on top. It would be so grand against the skeletons, because the skeletons are truly doing fantastic damage. It's always chip damage, like 1 hit, 2 hits, and then the skeleton gets knocked down. But all that makes it so Nova and Coil are finishing a rifleman, something that is usually very, very hard to do. And if you play it on lower levels, you will never kill a rifleman. Now, let's be honest, you won't survive till 15 minutes like when I play against Pally rifles. But it's great preparation for the nuke to come in. Starbuck, though, pushes Happy back, lets him regenerate, and is back to his shop and is trying with the Kit Towers again.
This game really shows the importance of base builds as well. If that shop positioning was a little bit too far forward and Happy wasn't able to buy all these items, we're doing a much different game. Starbuck trying to reposition it again. I thought he was going for a surround on the DK. That is an opportunity. Banish in the surround, killing the Death Knight could really be a way out of this.
Stutter stepping, StarCraft style, Happy following. Skeletons can't really reach, but the damage isn't the greatest either. 2 abominations now out, so much meat in front. No disease cloud just yet, I think just everything was too low. Coil gets the kill, and this is exactly what we were talking about before. The rifles are falling apart, but we got level 4 on the Blood Mage. Not necessarily the most important upgrade though, but Starbuck's still alive. The tug of war continues. For how long are they fighting, Carson?
Oh my god. Finally, an Arcane Tower is being upgraded. No, goes for the Cannon Tower. Nope, cancels it. That takes a full minute to upgrade. A Flying Machine! That's excellent! Why not get a couple Flying Machines? Just position them over the workshop, help against the destroyers. If you can build them, if you got the resources, you might as well. But now, more team coming out. And Happy, again, back to his shop. Back to the Rod of Necromancy. Back to the mana potions. Getting more skeletons. And Starbuck, full mana on the Paladin. After all this, his Paladin's full mana.
Yes, of course, it takes a second with Siphon Mana to get him up to full. Blood Mage, though, needs healing. Always has the potion at the ready. Is that enough, though? Not sure. Oh, there was a silence on top of the Mountain King. Decides to go for Rifleman here. Prevents the coil with the Siphon as well. Gyro's relatively quick to rebuild, but over time, very expensive for how squishy they are. Attempt number 7 with the ivory towers.
More militia come in. Paladin getting close to level 5 or a level 3 potentially, but I do think against Undead, Holy Light level 3 is the play. We've seen really no hero focus at all. I think Starbuck had opportunity to go for a DK surround and did not take it. He wants to fight the army, but he can start thinking about that if he gets Paladin 5, happy with a big force of skeletons and ghouls again.
Ooh, and the Arcane Tower isn't up yet. Destroyers, 3 of them, 15 food. Can't really misposition them. The rifle numbers are quite high, so these might be knocked out of the sky. Mortar team used as a little bit of a damage sponge, I feel. Doesn't do too much. Happy was focusing it, and then the damage didn't end up on the riflemen, but the riflemen are now mighty exposed right next to the Dark Ranger, just waiting for the focus to come. And slowly but steady, the Paladin is out of mana. Blood Mage, deliver.
Blood Mage sees a siphon back. There was close to a statue kill and another destroyer kill. Happy almost crumbled there for a second, but just barely saved everything as he always does. Couple more riflemen about to fall. Mortar team will also be traded. Arcane Tower dies. Mana potion. Finally, he needed an actual mana potion. And all 3 heroes out of mana for Happy, who backs away yet again to his shop as it seems. The statue's very low. Starbuck should definitely try to kill that statue.
Oh, also juicy destroyer. So much experience. 4.7 Pally. Level 3 Holy Light or level 3 Aura, as you said before, is going to be so good. And Starbuck, for him, the Mortar team was obviously very, very important. He threw a couple of Holy Lights onto it, allowed Riflemen to die instead, so he can keep up pressure onto the production buildings.
Yeah, of course, just attacking that crypt. Wants to deny production. Eventually, he will attack the shop. Oh, silence! Is there a potion? There is a potion available. There's always the resources to keep your heroes alive. Holy Light should be there in a second. Destroyer's committing, but one dies. A second one nearly dies. Is Happy crumbling after all of this?
The Abomination turns out to be a little bit of a trap here. They take so much damage. It looks like they are the meat shield, but they are not if they're exposed to Pally and the rifle. Starbuck, you freaking madman! He's pushing through. The crypt is gone. And the levels, I think the levels are too good now.
Yep, and Happy's running out of resources. I mentioned the gold mines earlier when they were still at 5,000. They're at 800 now, and Happy 37 supply. The Mortar team slightly out of position. Starbuck did it. I think he did it, Neo. He just kept pushing. He kept attacking. Holy Light level 3 kills the Lich. Happy with a space bar into GG, and Starbuck. Oh my god. What a performance in game number 3. Jesus.
You absolute freaking monster. Warcraft 3 is the best game, and this was one of the best games of the entire tournament. 20-minute banger. I have no clue at what mark the push really started, but there was no end. And as much as I hate on Pally Rifle, I could have watched them fight for 15 more minutes. So close. At some moment, it felt like if one more unit dies at this point, the game is over. But they didn't. Definitely. And then they kept on fighting, and there was another item, and there was another rod, and then you push back and forth. My god, what a beautiful game.
Yeah, how many creep camps were taken? I guess... Oh yeah, they took a few before pushing, but that was pretty much a 12-minute fight. Starbuck got his Blood Mage, took 1 creep camp, pushed with level 2 Paladin, and then never stopped pushing until the gold mines were pretty much empty. The gold mines were going to run out if Happy just delayed his GG by another 20 seconds. So Starbuck needs 1 minute. What a fantastic series so far. We've this has been a treat today.
Absolutely. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we are getting some Chinese guests in the broadcast as well. Yumiko and Angeline broadcasting this at the Chinese friends. Shout out to you guys. Soul Apeman in the chat. The happiest person on the planet next to Starbuck, who is taking a little break here. My god. Huey, thank you for the 4-year resub. Chat is going batshit crazy. More than 4,000 viewers. Insane game, GG. Great game, Bucky, Jesus, Bucky Legend, GG. That Micro, GG. What a day. Best Warcraft 3 day in a while. Fantastic.
Yeah, that was really, really crazy. I can't believe that works, but yeah, Turtle Rock, it makes perfect sense. I mean, not only does human need a map that they can expand on, like they always have for it feels like 20 years now, but also Undead needs a map they can expand on. And if that is not the case, they open themselves up to playing against Pally Rifles because one base, Pally Rifles is king. So Turtle Rock has to maybe be an Undead veto now.
Against Starbuck, 1000%. Whoo, boy, Champesk, legend. Thank you for the 85 months. Happy, ready. Bucky, ready. Cast, ready. Chat, ready?
Soon to be. Saul is crying, he said. I think they're ready.
And he should be. DWCC Western Qualifiers. Starbuck on match points. After a legendary performance here on Turtle Rock. Back-to-back wins. The first loser's pick of Happy goes to the challenger. The top spot in the group. Everybody thought it's reserved for Happy. But maybe not. Maybe it's Starbuck after all. That would make our day tomorrow a bit less exciting, I gotta say. Happy versus Night Elves. Ay. But yeah. Obviously, for Starbuck, it would be a gigantic victory. Let's see where this game goes on Tidehunters.
Okay, Happy's second loser pick. The fifth and final map would be Echo Isles if we made it there, if Happy wins this map. But we're probably back to trying to cancel expansions, if I had to guess. We're probably back to Archmage versus Lich, and we're probably back to brute forcing gold mines from Happy's perspective.
I would agree. This is the norm on Tidehunters. I would also expect another Lich, because Happy isn't changing anything. Yeah, this will probably be very similar to Hammerfall. Hopefully without the little blunder that we've seen by Happy that we donated the Lich away. If Starbuck plays his A game, he could also win this in a normal way.
Yeah, worth noting. I mean, he was very far ahead on Autumn Leaves at times, too. Like, this could have been a 3-0 from Starbuck, potentially, so far in this series. Autumn Leaves was, you know, definitely something to write home about in terms of performance. So if he can reenact that, especially map number 2, have good opportunities. Acolyte block on the Golem pole. That's new from what I've seen. I'm going to make it, I guess, a little bit more annoying to creep. It's going to mean the priest is going to get more involved than otherwise. Actually, this pole failed because of this.
True that. I think Happy has done this, or started to do this week. Versus, must have been Fortitude, right? They play these show matches the entire time. Makes it so that the Mud Golem is casting slow again. We get a boulder. Everything is a little more fragile here. But it's just buying a little bit of time. Messes with the AI. There's no follow-up harass, but OMG, ruined braces against the Lich first.
Oh my god.
Heaven sent.
So good. Like, even just in the early game, if these Rune Bracers disappeared later on, yeah, it would hurt, but it really where the impact is shown is this Archmage being more sturdy against Nova level 2 when you are trading Footmen versus Ghouls. So it's really where this is going to have a ton of impact, keeping that Archmage in the fight. So far, the items have been fantastic for Starbuck. We mentioned the Scroll of Beast, Talisman of Evasion last game, Double Claws on Autumn Leaves, and then this game, Rune Bracers. Happy, definitely not getting too lucky, but you know, his Lich is totally acceptable right now, item-wise.
Well, we got Mantle of Intelligence. Dude, what is Starbuck doing in his real life that he has this item karma? I don't know, man. Must be a saint and then some. Level 3, unlocked. Happy again, half a level behind, and he steals Happy's Circlet. The princess is no more.
2 Footmen, 3 Footmen going down. A double surround and a Nova kill. Whoopsies, that's not quite gifting a Lich level 2, but definitely a great gift that Happy will take. Easily, almost level 3. Goldmine not yet built. Happy is in a great position for the start of this game.
I agree. Still not level 3, but you can easily get that, as you said. Starbuck losing value of like 200, 300 units here. Sharking a little bit, and Happy is not exposing his second base to the water elemental pressure. I really like that. Now he's building it as he sees the Archmage is pretty much committed to the main base, and Archmage is kind of zoned out here.
Yeah, this has been very well done from Happy. The Footman went back to creep the expansion. Starbuck was maybe trying to do too many things at the same time. The double Footman surround happened when he was trying to split militia creep. And then he has a lot of low militia, so he sort of fumbled to get enough to creep the expansion without the Archmage there. And then the Footmen go back, and now the gold mine, at least for now, is safe.
The other gold mine is opened up. Claws. This will be a +10 Archmage at 5 minutes.
And there's another item at the Sea Giant as well, so it could be double claws waiting for the Archmage when he goes back home.
Oh
2 water elementals, 3 even. Is he doing this with just the Archmage?
I guess so. 1 water elemental was blocked. This is level 3. 1 water elemental expires. Footy, does he want to commit it or not? There's another water elemental in 8 seconds. This is another cancel, man. Without too much of a commitment, Starbuck, water always finds a way.
But the ghouls found a way as well. The expansion has been delayed quite a bit, so both players are going to be 1 base tier 1 for a while. We've seen Fortitude tech at times in this situation, but it's going to take a little bit more than that to make Starbuck give up the expansion. Item killed at the expo by the ghouls. No more claws for you.
Yeah, you take my circlet, you ain't having that. These 2 guys, man, like young lovers, can't take their hands off each other. Fighting in Starbuck's base, fighting in Happy's base, fighting at expansions. They're everywhere. And now we go into the original Haunted Gold Mine, where ghouls suffer. And this is a relatively new play by humans, I think. It was such a great asset for undead players to be able to put herd ghouls back into the base. Humans start to exploit that there are herd ghouls and kill them, and I love it.
Yeah, Happy traded a lot of hit points, almost lost 5 ghouls to the militia there. Well, Starbuck pressured the main base, and again, gold mine going to be canceled. This is going to come at the cost of a town portal, no doubt, but Rune Bracers helping out a lot here. Starbuck needs to TP pretty soon, and there he goes. Footmen going to try to make their way back. Is there a shop? Yes, done perfectly on time.
The tempo they play is unbelievable. When did we start the series? I got no effing clue, but it's, yeah, this is crazy. How they can keep up the momentum on both sides for such a long time. I would have been broken. I would have probably fallen asleep. These peasants will all fall asleep. The never-ending one. Massive Nova closing in on 4, but Expo is up in a weird position, by the way.
Yeah, I think he just sort of built it however he could. There was probably ghouls on top of the peasants when they started, and there was ghouls on top when they finished, but now they have finally been defended. Happy's gold mine under 50%. If Starbuck walks across right now, yeah, Archmage is going around. I think he can get this cancel again, but the question is, how much can the 4 ghouls split off do to the already hurt peasants? This is such a wacky game. Tempo, pressure, both players still tier 1.
Oh, man. Archmage stays behind, so it's down to the footies this time, but the Lich blocks the avenue, and with that, Expo should be up 60%? Yeah, should be up finally. Archmage, if he had a staff, I'd say yes, that is fine, but that is not the case. Not even boots. But instead, tech has started.
Yeah, finally. 8-minute tech and Happy also techs at the same time, so both players pretty even, and Gloves of Haste waiting for the Archmage that just got level 4 off that second ghoul kill. Happy goes forward. Again, trying to kill more peasants. Arcane Tower is up, though.
That was absolutely necessary. Footmen in the base. Let's see what they can do there. Will the Archmage survive? He was the first to reach level 4 in this arms race, and by quite a wide margin, actually, despite the jump start the Lich has received. Good recovery from Starbuck into massive offense, great cancels. Then it was up to Happy, who's tying this game up slowly but steady. We are in for a treat of a late game.
Spirit Tower coming up, whereas on Autumn Leaves it was double Nerubia. Now he'll have the variety of towers. Ghouls in the main, still being annoying. Gonna kill a couple more militia, and they'll both live. Yeah, the pressure is huge.
Tech that is, makes it not that easy to replenish the workers. But with the base up should be fine. Starbuck with the Scroll of Protection.
Why not, I guess? I mean, there's no Dispel yet. He's got a plenty of Footmen. Should use it earlier rather than later. But obviously the Heal Scroll is the big one. He can use it there. And Protection Scroll. Spirit Tower up perfectly on time for Happy. But again, just like Autumn Leaves, some Acolytes are gonna die here.
Damn, this is a new touch that I haven't seen before. Relatively cheap, no Dispel. No, like he doesn't want to go defend. It takes some time and wants to save some lumber. Scroll of Protection minimizes the damage, not really from magic, but the Lich has a limited amount of Nova, and you really, really want to save it for the important moments. And this play is working out perfectly, I want to say.
Yeah, and I like that Starbuck is prioritizing damage on the Lich. If you just attack the Lich, super squishy, and Archmage full health. That's what you have to do. If your Archmage has good items, just throw fireballs at the Lich as often as you can, put a Water Elemental, put a Footman on the Lich, and Happy really struggling to defend because he doesn't have that hero to carry the entire time.
Is Starbuck about to win the Western qualifier here at the Dolphin Warcraft Championship Cup? He is in a phenomenal position. Happy, he's not going Mass Ghouls. He's switching into Fiends. He's on one Crypt. He is not ready for the mid and late game at all.
That's interesting. Maybe because the Archmage was level 4 so early that he felt like he's going to have level 3 Water Elementals before I even have Death Knight out, so might as well play Fiends. I'm really not sure, but yeah, definitely switching things up here. Lich still struggling to get level 4. And that's what Happy needs most of all right now. Tier 2 and Tier 3 on the way for Starbuck, as Mountain King should be out pretty soon. In fact, it is right now, and then the pressure will probably continue because it has this entire series.
Yeah, dude, look at the map. We're at 11 minutes. You would think that the map would be like a bit emptier, that there would be like half the creeps left maybe. Like, did we even take 3 creep camps? There's dots everywhere because they're just farming each other.
Tons of experience. Oh, Mountain King comes in. How good is the block? He could actually kill the Lich if the block is there.
Oh my
He's gonna
God.
have another bolt. The Lich is dead, I think. I don't think there's any way Happy saves it. Starbuck with perfect micro. Denied by the Fiends. Tried to. And failed. And now another Fiend is going to fall. Surround. Another Fiend goes to the Tavern. Starbuck knows he's trying to Tavern res. He's going to go to the Tavern right now, right? Yeah, he's trying to chase the Lich again.
This is incredible. Starbuck's lead is growing and growing. What a sick arrival of the Mountain King. Coming from the top. Stormbolt, maybe? No. Happy dodging a bullet or a hammer or whatever. He's dodging a lot is what I'm trying to say. This game is now in the palm of Starbuck's hands.
He's going to be undisrupted going to Tier 3. Goes for the triple barracks because his economy is cooking. Has double workshop. Lich goes forward still. Ambitious from Happy, but he feels he needs to make a move.
Not only double workshop, but also double blacksmith, by the way, pumping out upgrades 2 at a time, going 2-2 at 12 minutes 30. That's insane. Staying below 50 for good economical damage or value. And Happy now maneuvering into mass ghouls. I don't understand the early fiends. It's like a little bit of a mix. It's odd.
Really don't know. Yeah. Happy definitely struggling. Lich is gonna be able to get to level 5. And yeah, I guess the Shredder helping out a ton to be able to get those upgrades. You can easily get 3-3 for your knights. He could get 3-3 for the knights before he even has too many of them. That's gonna be outrageous upgrades for Starbuck, who's in a very comfortable position.
It is very greedy, but he's in a comfortable situation. Like, there's no threat at the moment. We don't even have a DK on the field right now, and Starbuck is going 2-2 upgrades. Are you kidding me?
So crazy. I would love to see him just start 3-3. Why not? Yeah, he's starting the 3rd attack upgrade.
No shit.
The macro from Starbuck. This is like Flash and Brood War right now.
And yeah, I love it. Paladin is in a little bit of trouble. The gyro saw everything, so he can evacuate. Awesome. This gave the position away, and Starbuck doesn't have a TP. This could cost him the game right now if he's not quick enough. Nope. Ooh, Zeppelin. Wait. Is he backstabbing him?
Well, he showed weakness, but then he pounced. Oh, Paladin up in the Zeppelin. There's no web yet. Is Happy getting web? He is. 15 seconds away from web, then the Zeppelin will be countered, but has there already been enough damage done? Mountain King bolt dodged with the potion of vulnerability. 2 water elementals, but Starbuck has definitely defended, even holy lighting the footman.
This could have been so much damage. Starbuck was about to get out, and then he thought, wait a minute. We haven't fought in a while, have we? Let's go round 25 or whatever this is. And he tears him a new one with the backstep of Knights and Paladin. Gorgeous, gorgeous move. I have no idea if this was planned all along or if he just quickly changed his mind. This was outstanding. 10 supply leads, Sobi Mask, and Rune Braces, by the way, on the Mountain King. Paladin has arrived. Now, next mission, Mountain King 3 to follow up that Archmage 5. He gets 3-3 at the 15-minute mark. And 80 food is very close as well.
Yeah, worth noting, Starbuck actually canceled the 3rd attack upgrade during that creep jack just to get more units out immediately. He's not prioritizing the upgrades so much that he's willing to sacrifice the game for the meme. He re-upgrades them now. Yeah, this is going to be pretty quick. He's also getting ranged upgrade for the future tanks, mortar teams, flying machines. And Paladin gonna get a Holy Light off. Might fall, but against level 1, I don't care. Kill my Paladin.
Mountain King has a big mana potion. Of course, on top of all this, you get the big mana potion. Level 2 on the Pally should be safe. The ghouls are falling so quickly. Happy trying to deny not only the ghouls, but also the loss in the winner bracket final. Couple of footmen falling, but man, this is 3 Knights in a second. How are you supposed to deal with them? You don't even have the Destroyer upgrade.
Absolutely crazy. He's finally killing the footmen off. Those who just feed more experience to Lich. Not that close to level 5, so Starbuck wants to keep it that way. Starbuck also, he's gotten some good creeping done on this side of the map, but he does need to back up, get into the staff, heal up these Knights a little bit. He doesn't want to be over-aggressive despite being at the advantage. He might have to think about giving up this red camp even, just to be able to consolidate a little bit.
Knights all over the place. 10 food again. Pally could need a staff, then it makes it 3. Invo potions, of course, always amazing. Happy was just there, only getting the Dark Ranger, not the item. Pally trying to creep, needs a little healing. Zeppelin about to die, here we go. Ghouls falling, Knights hurt, but the 3-3 is online for the first time in a fight. It's mass versus class, quality versus quantity. Nice double silence by Happy to open up the fight. Needs to be careful, Starbuck, to not overcommit.
Yeah, still no TP, still no heal scroll. There is double staff, but he needs to save that for probably the heroes. Silence on the Archmage. Mountain King needs to be staffed out pretty soon. Use the staff himself. A lot of ghouls going down. There's currently no Nova, and there's not a coil either. A lot is about to fall, but Knights are so fast and so tanky with 3-3 upgrades that Happy can't actually get any kills.
Are you kidding me? He's stomping Happy in the ground. It is almost a 30 food lead with abysmal heroes in comparison. How many games have we seen where the human was 2-3 levels down and then slowly started to crawl back until 3-2 was finally there and the momentum started to shift? Happy is down 4 levels on the heroes. This is supposed to be unwinnable. It's mental. And this is the freaking last resort. Triple Temple of the Damned.
Trying to stay below upkeep. He still has his expansion. There's one tank going to pressure it a little bit, but it won't be able to kill the Expo. Yeah, I'm hoping Starbuck overproduces Knights, but will he just die before that happens?
Oh, gets out there. Can he reach?
Holy Light.
Elemental, Holy Light, anything. Silence to save the DK. Mental save by Happy again, but for how much longer? Is there vision? There is! Across the screen, Starbuck on the victory road, about to 3-1 Happy in the Western qualifier. This is the Dolphin Cup coming for you, buddy. It's just about time to clean this up. Dark Ranger follows the DK. Unreal performance. Happy has no chance. 1,000 gold on Starbuck too.
He does it again. Fantastic performance from Starbuck. 3-1 could have easily been 3-0. What a performance. Qualifies for DWCC. Knocks Happy down to the lower bracket. Happy not eliminated yet, but he's going to be in the more difficult group, even if he makes it through the lower bracket. Starbuck Oh my god. This guy's gaming.
You know, I'm getting a bit of like criticism for hyperboles and superlatives and stuff, but when have you ever seen a Western player dominate Happy like Starbuck dominated Happy just now?
Doesn't happen. It's just unheard of. It's absolutely unheard of. There's never been anybody. Has there? No, there's never been anybody
Like,
that's done that.
yeah, Foggy took wins, but it took years of his life to get there. And Starbuck makes it look freaking easy.
He makes every game look winnable. Foggy, it was like he had to grind for it. And if Foggy got behind, like Foggy's a player that's like, if he's behind at 5 minutes, you're like, oh man, okay, here we go again, 3-0 Happy. But for Starbuck, it's like he's behind at 5 minutes. Okay, how's he going to come back? How's he going to find a way to win this game? That Turtle Rock game did not look convincing until he turned it around, and it absolutely did. Yeah, just Starbuck is crushing.
He's really good, man. He's so freaking good.